Good morning YouTube, hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to another vlog. Today, or over this weekend, I'm just going to take you through a typical day in the life, or a weekend in the life I should say, because we've got quite a lot going on. So firstly today, I've got a push session as well as meeting up with Kieran, my coach, for an in-person check-in at the coach. And then tomorrow we've got the team photo shoot, which I'm fucking buzzing for. I'm doing it, Johnny's doing it, Chloe, Kai and Daniel, so there's 5 of us taking part, and yeah, it's going to be a very good day. This morning and throughout the back end of this week, all the guys have been checking in with me daily to send me updated shots, their weigh-ins and any other information I know. And we're basically going through the peaking process where we're manipulating their nutrition, mainly through carbohydrates, sodium, water, in order to peak them for the day of the shoot. Now the idea behind that is, leading up to this point, they're all quite flat, quite fatigued, so the idea is to freshen them up. So we pull out cardio early on, allow the legs to fully rest and recover, just for the body to wash off some of that fatigue, and then fill them up in order to put some more glycogen into the muscles. So it's pressing almost harder against the skin to give it that fuller appearance, and then also it makes them appear a little bit leaner on the day as well. So that's quite like a complex process, but they're all set now. They've all checked in this morning. And for myself, I'm not doing any sort of a peaking process because the goal for me is stage, and we don't want this photo shoot to jeopardize that by doing like a carb load or, you know, pushing a little bit harder for this shoot. You know, from what Kieran said, I'm on track, so that's all I need to hear. And for me, it's just going to be more about having fun, getting some cool shots, and just more spending time with them and allowing them to showcase their results. So I'm just about to have meal 1. It is currently 7:15, and then I've got a PT, and then I'm meeting someone else at the gym for sort of like a consultation. I've actually changed around my meal 1 as well, so at some point in the near future I'll do another full day of eating, because I know people like to see what other people eat for whatever reason. I'm the same. And yeah, that's what's in tune, so stay tuned, and if you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment down below what your favourite donkey is. Why the fuck did that come into my head? Just comment down below, right? See you in the next clip. In for a push session at the coach as a walkthrough, a little bit something different to what I've usually done. Anyway, starting off with the incline Smith machine press. For me, on this variation, I'm trying to target mainly the upper chest with a little bit of anterior delt as well. Bench just above a 45-degree angle. I feel like for me, that really helps me target the upper chest and front delt area. You can see with my hand width, I've set myself in a position so that as I come down to the bottom of the movement, my hand is directly above my elbow joint, and that is something called stacking joints, and it allows you to, number 1, lift as safe as possible, number 2, generate the most amount of force as well. Now you can see that my elbows are slightly tucked in to my torso. I'm not like flaring them out at a 90-degree angle here. For a lot of people it causes some shoulder issues, so for most clients what I say is just have an elbow flare that feels best for you. You can see, like with this movement, I'm not coming all the way up to the top. I'm getting about 5/6 of the way and then coming back down, and that's because I'm just kind of wasting energy if I get to that top position. You know, the main challenge of this movement comes from being in that deep stretch, so it makes sense to spend a bit more time in that position of the movement. And you know, I have other movements in this session and in other sessions that tick off that goal of training the pec in the shortened position, so that's my rationale behind that. Next movement up, we've got the Nautilus neutral grip plate loaded chest press, one of the best chest presses on the planet for sure. So the reason why I've opted for a neutral grip here is because it allows me to get a little bit more elbow bend. As a result, getting a little bit more stretch on the triceps, and my triceps are quite a weak body part, so if I can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone by using a neutral grip on the chest press to get a bit more tricep, then for me that works out quite well. Now what I do here is, as I come down, I pause it in that stretch position and then really think about contracting my chest to initiate the movement. And I think a lot of people make the mistake of just moving load from A to B, moving load through space without actually thinking about using a specific muscle or muscles to move that load. And honestly, if you can just slow down your eccentrics and add in some pauses, it will be a game changer to your training, I can promise you that. And this is what I was talking about. This movement, because the machine converges, as in it starts wide and comes together at the top, it challenges the pec in that shortened position. So with this one, I'm making sure I'm completing the full reps and locking my elbows out at the top. You want to think about almost driving your biceps together to be able to get that pec fully contracted. Next movement we're coming on to is a side lateral raise machine. One of my favorite side lateral raises for sure. Now, the goal with this is to firstly set the seat height. So my shoulder joint is in line with the pivot point on the machine. So you see that red dot on the machine? That's where it rotates. My body, obviously, for this movement rotates at the shoulder joint, so I want to line those two things up. So I just changed the seat height to allow for that. Then I've got my upper arm slightly in front of my torso, so it's not directly out to the side, it's slightly in front here. A straight arm with a clenched fist as well, so I've got tension going through the arm, which provides more stability at the elbow and shoulder joint. And then mainly I'm just thinking about reaching out to the side rather than up. Because if you start going up, that's when your traps start shrugging the movement up like this. And like I said earlier, we're thinking about using a specific muscle to move that weight. So these small cues definitely help with that. Next movement, the Nautilus Nitro shoulder press. One of my favorite shoulder presses. I feel like I'm saying that with every machine that is coming up here, but that's because Le Coach has the best equipment available, hands down. Now, I've actually further enhance the incline here, you could say, because this machine is quite upright. That's the only bad thing about it, you could say. And I prefer, instead of being bolt upright like this, I prefer being on a slight incline like this for more anterior delt. So instead of moving the bench, because you can't do it with this machine, I've just shifted my hips forward a little bit, so I'm creating more of that inclined torso angle. And you can see that the machine arm travels in sort of an arcing motion like this. So my goal with this is just to allow the elbows to follow that path that the machine is going in, because you want to be pressing in the direction that the machine wants to go in. So number one, it's going to be safest, again stacking your joints like I said earlier, and number two, you're going to be able to generate the most amount of force, because if you're pressing in a direction that the machine doesn't want to go in, then you're obviously not moving where the machine wants to go, so you're just making it harder for yourself, you know. Coming on to the arm work now. So firstly, the easy bar tricep push down. I did get a bit of an elbow niggle here, so I just reduced the loading a little bit. And something you can try if you get joint pains, niggles, is go for slightly higher rep range work, and again adding pauses, because if you're just throwing heavy weight around and not really think about contracting certain muscles, then that's when you can run into some issues. But yeah, I'll likely look to swap this out if it continues to cause me some pain. You can see here I'm keeping the cable nice and close into my chest. What I'm thinking about doing is, as I'm lowering the weight down, I'm driving my elbows back to create more of a challenge in that stretch position at the top. And then as I drive down, once again keeping the elbows nice and tight into the body, and getting a nice good contraction on the tricep there. And next movement, we have the new Cybex single arm machine preacher curl, which is another fantastic piece at Le Coach. Really actually like this piece of kit. It's the first time I've used it, and the great thing about it is you've got that pad to stabilize your upper arm, so your shoulder doesn't have to do any kind of work. Whereas if you're doing like an incline dumbbell curl or a cable curl, for instance, you've got to stabilize your shoulder as well as the elbow. Whereas with this, because the upper arm is stabilized, all you need to focus on is elbow flexion extension, which is the function of the bicep and the tricep, and it just allows you to get more out of it, I would say. You know, you can just focus on that specific goal rather than having to worry about what your shoulder's doing. But yeah, really nice piece of kit. It can get a great contraction on the biceps, making sure I get a nice big range of motion, fully stretched, paused, fully contracted, paused. I opt for single arm here as well, because I can just shift my body to that working side arm rather than being fixed like this. It feels a bit uncomfortable. Shift my body to that one side, and I can just really focus on that one side. And I've got a bit of an imbalance across my biceps, so for me, I always start with my weaker side and then just aim to match reps with my stronger side. And if you've got an imbalance, maybe one size weaker or one size bigger than the other, always start with your weaker or smaller side and then just aim to match reps with your stronger side, and over time that weaker / stronger side will catch up. So just wrapped up that push session. Obviously you would have seen the voice over there. Now I'm going to do a bit of posing. making sure that I get my rounds of posing in after every single session. And then Kieran is going to take a look over me after my PT. That's from 12 to 1. So he'll take a look at me, see where we're at, see if he's happy. If not, I guess that's his decision to make changes. But yeah, solid per session. I feel like potentially creeping towards needing a bit of a deload. Like sleep's been affected recently. Performance is still kind of maintaining or even going up, but yeah, sleep's kind of like going out the window a little bit. So usually that's a sign for me that fatigue is starting to creep in, but I told Kieran we'll wait for a little bit and then we'll assess on Tuesday. It's a good day to do it because I've just shaved and I had a spray tan yesterday.
I was going to say, you look like pruned, mate. Well, you're a bit tighter than the last year.
Yeah, man.
Ah, you know, man.
In the front is
The
like
legs.
pretty lean, but back not so much.
Same for everyone, mate. Most people. Yeah, you're going to be peeled, mate. Your legs are nearly ready at the front. Looks like already starting to line up. Such good condition for eight weeks.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. That sounds definitely better.
Yeah. Got more hamstrings up there, haven't you?
No,
Yeah.
no.
And there's the cut. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I tried going that side as well.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, your back's obviously the fattest part, but it's not like behind or anything, mate, for how long we've got. Like sometimes everything else will be pretty much ready and then all of a sudden that last area
It will just come in. Yeah.
It's just, yeah, body fat distribution. Really.
You mind if I watch you?
Yeah, of course.
That's cool. Yeah, you're going to be growing, mate. You already look tighter than like a lot of people be in your class. You're going to be growing. I'm telling you now. You look good, man.
That weight on your leg, wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
a varicose
epic.
vein, that. Everybody was like, look at the veins in your legs. I'm like, don't be fooled, it's a varicose vein. So back from the gym after seeing Kieran, my coach, in person, and as you would have seen, hopefully kind of got some of the footage and audio there, but he's very happy with the position we're in right now. 9 weeks out and on track to be in very, very good condition, which is all I wanted to hear really, because I've been having some kind of doubts in my head about whether I'm going to be lean enough, whether I'm doing enough, whether I'm struggling enough. And like I've said in the past, I think it's because, you know, I've always heard that prep is this hard struggle, and you know, I see other people doing like hours of cardio a day on stupidly low food, and you know, I'm just kind of cruising by and not really struggling that much. So in my head I'm like, should I be doing more? But he's just reassuring me, saying, don't worry mate, you're on track, you're all good, it's absolutely fine, which is all I need to hear. So I'm just going to put my absolute faith in him, and our goal is to be one of the most conditioned first timers on that stage, and as he said, we are on track to achieve that. So fantastic. Compliment to my posing as well, which was nice to hear. So yeah, all the practice, all the hard work is getting noticed, and it's going to pay off come the day. So we're going to wrap up the video for today, as in I'm going to check back in with you tomorrow, because I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day, and then we've got the team photo shoot for tomorrow, so stay tuned. Good morning, it's the next day. Just arrived at the gym for the photo shoot. Parked up with my lovely assistant for today. She's going to be the videographer.
Pretending to be.
Pretending to be a videographer. So if there's any shit footage, blame her. We're a little bit early, but I think some of the others are here. So we'll probably head in, see how the guys are getting on, give them their instructions. They should have some like rice cakes and sweets with them, and dark chocolate and salt, that sort of thing. And then once Matt gets here, we'll get further instructions from him, start the pump up, and then begin with the shoot. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a good day. So just wrapping up the edit for this video now, and if you've watched it and you've been watching the prep series up to this point, I just want to say I appreciate you. If you're taking the time out of your day to actually watch these videos, honestly, it means the world to me, because I do put a lot of effort into them and they do take a lot of time, but I enjoy making them, so I'll keep the content coming for you guys. And if there's anything you want to see, comment down below. As you can see, the guys absolutely smashed it on the photo shoot. They all looked incredible. And if you're ever thinking of, getting in photo shoot shape, improving your physique, whether that be burning fat, building muscle, I'm the guy for you. I'll leave a link down below to apply for coaching. I've got one-to-one personal training slots as well as online coaching slots available. So if you're ever interested or want to find out more, just apply. We can jump on a call and discuss. Absolutely no obligation to sign up. If you think this guy's not for me, that's cool. So have a fantastic week, fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.